another episode of For the Love of the Game, episode 32. Discuss this. You're joined by myself, Dre, and Skervin. Ronaldo's on his way, but for now, it's like old times, mate. It's like back to the old times, isn't it? Yo, the cheeky old 1-2 punch. What you saying, Skervin? You good?
I'm not too bad, mate. I'm not too bad.
That's good. That's good. Another action-filled weekend of Premier League football. Might as well get to the biggest news story of the weekend. Liverpool 1, Leeds 2.
Wow.
I don't know where to start. I think now it's safe to say it's a crisis at Liverpool. If you were to say in the space of a week that you would have lost to two of the bottom three, Nottingham Forest and Leeds, probably two teams in terms of form, are probably the worst two teams in the league right now. To lose to them, it's got to be a crisis now. Like, what do you think in terms of it being a crisis for Liverpool?
I think mentally and physically the Liverpool players are drained just because of the way Klopp's been playing and how they've played over the last 2 years. You know what I mean? And to be fair, Liverpool really ain't bought like properly. If you see what I'm saying, they've bought properly, but not like they added numbers. Like their midfield is absolutely weak, bro. You know what I mean? You're relying on players like Milner, bro. Milner's gonna be 40 soon, or if not 40 in his 40s. Do you know what I mean? But serious, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what I mean. They added. Obviously, they've added the quality player Diaz. He's injured at the minute. Um, they have added a Nunes, but I don't think that Nunes is justifying this 80 odd million. Do you know what I mean? Because for me, he's not clinical enough. Do you know what I mean? If you're gonna spend 80 odd million, that's how much they pay for it, right?
85.
85 million.
Might
So
as well round it to
if
90.
I'm
90 sounds better than 85, isn't it? Round it
yeah,
up to 90.
90, if I'm buying the 90 odd million pound player, I'm expecting, I'm expecting clinicalness, you know what I mean? Especially in front of the goal. He's a striker, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, he's bad for the heading thing. Trust me,
Mm.
because I've seen him score some brilliant headers. But
Was it West Ham where he
in
scored a
front
header?
of goal, yeah, and I think he scored one in the Champions League the other day as well. It's a brilliant
Mm.
header. Um, but he's not that he's not that number 9 that we, expect from the 90 million. That's what I'm saying. As well as that, um, I think the problem boils down to Sadio Mane as well, because Sadio Mane was an engine for that team. And for me, I would have given Sadio Mane anything he wanted at Liverpool, yeah, and got rid of Mo Salah, to be fair.
Oh, we'll touch on Mo Salah in a minute. We'll touch on Mo Salah in a minute. In terms, you touch on Sadio Mane. Do you think even with Sadio Mane that Liverpool would be any better? Because to me, it looks like it's a complete. It's like a rot throughout the whole team. Like you said, it seems like they're at that point now where I don't think they're not listening to Klopp or they're not playing for Klopp. I just think physically they can't do what he wants them to do anymore. So it's one of those, like you said about how Liverpool haven't freshened up the team throughout the years, and what separates it may be that they don't have the money to like do a complete like rebuild of the team, but when you're at the top, you've got to freshen up the team. That's when you're at your most
Firstly,
vulnerable.
Fergie always
Fergie
said that.
always did. Yep, always do it. Always did it. And Pep's the best at doing it right now. You look at it through the eyes of they've got rid of Zinchenko, Gabriel Jesus, and Raheem Sterling. You say 2 out of 3 probably are not stars, but all 3 are valuable members of the team, innit? And then they've brought in Haaland, Alvarez, and what's that guy from? Is that, I don't know. Who's the guy? Is it a Kanji? But he's not really a replacement, but he's a body. They haven't really dipped in quality, but they've improved. You know what I mean? With Liverpool, you've got Ronaldo. I said at the time was a big miss, and they haven't replaced him. Mane's to me, I'm one of those ones where I would have got rid of Salah before Mane. I mean, yeah, Mane's been superb. What was he? Second in Ballon d'Or, third in Ballon d'Or, second. To me, that's a huge miss. Injuries haven't helped as well, but you can't be starting a midfield in this especially in this day and age of Thiago, who's injury prone, Jordan Henderson, who's just what is he? And Fabinho. They all look old. They're like old, rusty Ford Fiestas, bruv. Like not even like modern shape Ford Fiestas, like P-Reg Ford Fiestas, bruv. Tired, knackered. They need a break. Like it's with Liverpool. Also, would you say it's the end of their cycle? No. They're what,
Um,
14 points off the top?
I think their season's done regarding their regarding their Premier League hopes. Well, Premier League and top four. I don't think they get top four with
You don't think
what's
they'll get top
going on
four?
right now. No,
Even with another half of the
man.
season to come.
Yeah, unless they, I think Klopp will be gone before Christmas. Well, during that,
Whoa.
during that, I think he'll walk, bro. I've been saying it, bro.
You know what's funny? I watched his interview today for the Champions League game tomorrow. Looking at that
Heavy.
man's face,
Yeah.
all the signs of a manager that's either looking to leave, thinks he's gonna leave, and is on the edge. He was
Yeah,
prickly
exactly.
with the reporters. You look at his face, he
But
looks tired. He looked knackered.
but
He looked like he's had enough.
but the thing with Klopp as well, he's not a man that can take losing. Talk to Klopp after he wins, mate, he's happy as Larry.
Mm.
Talk to him after he loses. Yeah, he's complaining about this, complaining about that. But he's never happy. He's a sore loser.
Wouldn't you want that around? But
Pardon?
in terms of the man, you said he's going to be out. What by the end? What
But
the end of by the
maybe,
end of just
maybe
before the World Cup break or during that World Cup break?
during that World Cup break, you might hear Liverpool manager has resigned. Yeah, I'm telling you, I
That's
believe that.
another Skervin bomb, people. Another
Yeah,
Skervin bomb, mate. Um,
but like you said, you saw in his interview today the look on his face, right? You know what I mean? Because I don't believe Liverpool will sack him, but I believe that he's looking at this team and he's seeing that he can't don't do no more with it.
yeah, I yeah, I can see that 100%,
Do you get? Yes.
100%. I can see that.
So
I think
that's where
it's like because we were talking about it yesterday. It was like when I was saying I rate what he's done for the last 2 years because I thought this Liverpool team had run its course 2 years ago. But to get to a point where you only a few months ago, but 6 months ago, they were on the cusp of 4 trophies, quadruple. And I think running that hard. I say it's the end of that cycle. They can't do nothing no more. And like, what game was it? I think it was the United game. When I watched it, I was like, this Liverpool team looks spent. They look knackered. They look like I said earlier, like they can't do it anymore. And I don't think he's been helped by the board, who haven't backed him. He's probably wanted X, Y, Z, and they've given him Nunes. Uh, to me, I always say if you don't get the tools to do your job properly, you should leave, innit? But I don't know if Klopp. I feel like Klopp wants to. I think if he gives me that impression that if he walks, he feel like a failure, even of what he's achieved at Liverpool.
I don't think so. He's been Liverpool's best manager since flipping Bill Shankly. Bill Shankly.
Oh, that's a
It,
you,
bruv, no, it's true,
well,
bro.
I guess it's
He's
true because he's won the league. Yeah, he's won the league.
won the league, bro. For me, if he does walk, they still put a statue outside the stadium for him.
Nah, I don't think so. Nah,
Bro, he won the
he's not
Premier
getting
League.
steps. Look what they've achieved, but come on, there's way more fitting people at
He
Liverpool that deserve a
won,
statue than him.
how much Champions Leagues has he won? Two or one with them?
One, he's won one trophy of each since he's been there.
Oh, okay. I thought it was two, you know.
Don't let the media gas you
Oh
with these
no,
finals. Yeah, he's lost
no,
three finals. He's been to three
okay.
finals. He's lost two, innit?
Oh
Both to Real Madrid,
yeah. Real Madrid, yeah, Real Madrid.
and one of them, Liverpool, were actually the favourites. Just
Mm.
saying. So you put Klopp down as a Liverpool legend, yeah?
100%, bro. He won the Premier League. Like, he won the Premier League for Liverpool. Bro, we thought we were never gonna see Liverpool in the league, bro. And they won it.
Yeah, I guess he's a Liverpool legend. Um, if he does walk, where does that leave him in terms of the upper echelon of managers in the game? Because I know we've had this talk as well about world class and elite. Do you put him in that elite category or that world class category?
Well, that we were discussing yesterday. We said that to be elite, you have to have that consistency. That we're saying the Ancelottis and your Fergies, your Mourinho's. You know what I mean? Those Peps, these are consistent winners. You get me? And we can't put him there because, like we said, he's only won one German league, one Premier League, and one Champions League. So, and we've just said that he's always stumbled a lot of times in the finals, can't get over the line. So we can't class him as elite yet. He hasn't proven to be elite, but he is proven to be a winner within, certain cups, and he's well. You know what? You could say that he's done it in Germany and he's done it in England. Not many managers can say they've done that. You know what I mean? So you have to give him his props.
Yeah. It's one of those weird ones, isn't it? Like I think you've got to judge is Liverpool reigning two halves in it because when he first took over, Liverpool were bog standards. I would say what Tottenham kind of are now was what they were. A top team, but just can't win the big one in it in terms of taking that step of winning the league. So restoring Liverpool back to a team that was one of the major forces in European football, domestically and in Europe, I'll give him his kudos because I've seen a lot of managers come and fail throughout my lifetime, and he's done that
That's what I'm saying.
pretty quickly as well. Um, But once you get to that top table where you're eating with the big dogs, you're eating prime steak, you're not eating Nando's further down the table at Tottenham, you've got to be winning trophies. And like I said yesterday, like you've won 4 trophies in 8 years. You've won one of each. You've been to 3 Champions League finals. All right, fair enough. The one in 2018, Real Madrid were just Real Madrid. No one's winning that. You weren't winning that. But the other 2, especially the Champions League final just gone, Liverpool the favourites. Should have won that. Like, we can all talk about this rivalry with City, but out of the last 5 league titles, City have won 4 of them. You've only won 1. You've taken it to the last day, but you've lost the title. You haven't won it on the last day twice. And to me, it's them fine margins that separate elite. Once you're at that elite level, it is literally fine margins that separate the top managers. With Pep, Fergie, Mourinho, Ancelotti, those elite level managers, if you were to discuss them now, you would just say, oh, okay, cool. But Mourinho hasn't stayed somewhere for longer than 2 seasons. It's those little fine, minute margins that separate elite when you're at that elite level. Klopp's probably the best of the bunch just below. You know what I mean? Like, to me, he's kind of changed football with the pressing, because with Pep, it's the passing, but with Klopp, it's the pressing. Teams weren't pressing like how Klopp's teams were pressing now, but before he first comes to the Premier League. Now everyone's pressing. You can't be a front a forward and you're not pressing now.
He's made the game more intense.
Exactly. He's made the game more intense. The Premier League's a lot faster. Even though it was fast 8 years ago, it's a lot faster now. So I give him his props. He needs to have won a couple more trophies, but it's hard when you've got Pep. And to do what he's done in the era of Pep, I respect it as well, to be honest, because he's been to more Champions League finals than Pep.
Bro, he pushed Liverpool. City finished on 93, and they finished on 92.
Yeah, what was the season? Was it 2019 where Pep? I think City finished on 99, Liverpool finished on 98, and it was the game at the Etihad where City beat Liverpool. Literally, yeah. Liverpool only lost once that season as well. It was that game.
Klopp's made some very interesting seasons.
Yeah, so I respect it. They raised the level of consistency to win a league. I respect it, but
100%.
I've seen this coming for a while in terms of what's going on with Liverpool now. And does Klopp have it in him to rebuild, innit? Will he walk? Or will he say, you know what, I'm here to rebuild another team. Let's go again. It will be interesting to see. But it's interesting to blame Klopp. A lot of his players have underperformed this season. Is there any players that come to mind where you think they're not at it this season?
Well, I see Van Dijk for one. He's I've never seen him work so hard before in my life, mate. He's normally cool as a cucumber. You see him slipping and sliding all over the place now. You know what I mean? Joe Gomez, bloody hell, what a rookie mistake.
He's been doing a lot of that.
He didn't even look. He didn't even look where his keeper was. And to be fair, Alisson was in the right position because Alisson was trying to give him an option.
I think whatever position Alisson was in was a good position. You just got to keep your head, lift your head up and look. Exactly. Literally, yeah.
You know, that Nunes, like I said, not clinical enough.
That guy is the Uruguayan Andy Carroll. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Literally, Bambi
Looks
on
like
ice, bro.
it's
There's
yeah
no
that
composure from that guy.
he
Literally.
had like a one-on-one on something, and he just he tripped over. It looked like he tripped over his foot or something.
Yeah,
Get me?
I don't know
He's
what they
got no
signed, mate. I don't know what they signed there, bro. But I'm glad we didn't get him. So glad we didn't get him in the summer.
100%.
You mentioned Mo Salah earlier. He's only scored 4 goals this season, and 3 of them came in the Champions League game. Was it 4? I think it's 5 or 6 actually, but half of them came in the Champions League game against Rangers. What do you make of Mo Salah's form this season, and do you think he's another one of those where he just can't do it anymore?
I'm not gonna say that because when when he had that first season of that, he was super that season.
Mm, yeah.
I said, no, you can't do it. The first season he was bad, yeah. And I said, nah, man, that's just the first season. You can't do that again. And then he did it again. He's done it again. So I know he's a class player, but he's not a. It's not what you want as a Mane works for the team. Like he does not. You get me?
Mm,
He's not a worker. For me, he's more of a luxury player. Yeah, me. Whereas Mane is a luxury player as well as the worker.
mm,
So uh, yeah, that's how I feel about Salah. To be honest,
yeah. I hear you. I 100% agree with everything that you're saying. Um, do you? But also, do you think it's one of those where he looks like he doesn't want to be there as well? Do you think he's like he don't look like he wants to be there? He's not even playing like he wants to be there. To be honest,
but he's not.
he's not.
Or if he's
He's not
not,
playing like the guy that wants to be the talisman to get my team out of this. He looks
well,
knack. He looks uninterested at times as well.
if he's wanting that move to somewhere, it's not really a good audition for the club wanting out there to buy him, is it? So,
It's true.
I mean, if he wants to keep on doing that, he won't be having the moves that he thinks are there in the summer and or in January. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But maybe, like you said, Liverpool, like you said earlier, Liverpool might not have the money so to invest, so they might have to sell to invest. You
That's
get
true.
me?
You know what's the wickedest? How many players have resale value in that squad?
Not really, not many at
We
all.
should probably say Allison, probably Van Dijk, Trent,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Salah, and Diaz. A
Literally,
few of them. Yeah, that's
that's
about
a
it.
very good point. It's a very good point still.
Mm. Interesting times ahead. In a couple of weeks' time, we'll do a little half-season review of Liverpool and grade them and see where they're at. But there was another shocking result this weekend. It came down on the south coast. The rocky shores of Brighton. Um,
Another
Graham Potter went down to old Brighton and Hove Albion, and the Seagulls took a dump on them, didn't they? Brighton 4, Chelsea 1. What did you make of that result when you saw that on Saturday evening, mate?
Well, I think if you recall the previous podcast, I did say Brighton is going to beat Chelsea.
You did. You actually did, Skervin. I'm gonna let you lead this one. This is the one where you can be
Nah,
smug and say,
well,
"Told you so." Um,
yeah, I did tell you so.
in terms of the result and the way Chelsea have been playing, has this result been coming?
um, I never expected the result to be such a big of a result at all. I don't think nobody did, but the way Brighton uh, attacked the game from minute one, because I watched the game
Mm,
live. I watched the game, and the way Brighton attacked the game from minute one. They were at it on at it, trust me, at it. You know what I mean? All over them, and they never gave uh, Chelsea any time to breathe or think. You know what I mean? So it was good to see. Um, but yeah, off. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, you know what's a shame Ronaldo's not here, because he's been saying this result has been coming. Chelsea have been rubbish for weeks and they've been getting away with it. Um, is it just a blip or is it this a sign of bigger problems for Potter and Chelsea in general? Because when you look at the way they've been playing since he's taken over, some may say there isn't really a change in what Potter's doing for what Tuchel was doing. It's still the same boring football. Um, but they're getting results now. The football's not that great. The tactics are a bit weird. He's playing Sterling at left wing back. What's your thoughts? Do you think it was just that game is just a minor blip, or this could be the start of bigger problems?
Vince minds about hearing his interview after the game. Yeah, he said um, and for me, that display cannot happen. You get me? And for me as well, like he hasn't got credentials like that. So you've got players in there. You've got World Cup winners in that dressing room. You get me? Thiago Silva. You know what I mean? You got Champions League winners in that room. You ain't won nothing, bruv. So if these players don't believe in you, bruv, yeah, and what you're trying to do, they ain't gonna buy into you, bruv. So it's difficult times for Potter. And like I said from last week, uh, I've never seen a Chelsea team be so dominated at home. You know what I mean? And them things don't happen, bro. So the way Potter's got things right now, I don't think he's good. I don't think he's good. And I know I was ranting the Raven um, when he first got appointed, how we should give him a chance. Yeah, but he ain't really showing nothing. Yeah, I know this is like the first loss um, of his tenure, but the way they're playing football is not. It's not the one. It's not the one for Chelsea. So I think he needs to go back to the drawing board and come again.
Mm. I also think the switching of the tactics every other game is not helping. I think you can do that at Brighton because at Brighton you play one game a week. You're not really on TV. You're hardly getting any live games. You're Saturday 3 o'clock team, innit? I think when you're at Chelsea, where everything that you do is highlighted to the umpteenth degree, if you're going to be changing the tactics every other game, you've got to make sure you're winning. Because the moment you stop winning, that's going to be the first one. One of the main things they're going to criticize is why do you keep changing tactics every week? How can you one week Sterling be up front with Aubameyang, then next week he's right wing back and Kai Havertz is playing up front? Like it doesn't make any sense. Also with Potter, I feel like that might be the game where he finally understands this is a big club. Uh, you could probably lose 4-1 if you're a Brighton manager and no one would care. But to me, to underestimate the fact that you're going back to your old club, you didn't even leave them in the summer. You left them 4 games into the season when they were above the team that you left, and you just left them high and dry. It's also seemed like you were planning to leave behind the club's back, They're gonna like everyone in the stadium's gonna be on your case. The players are gonna want to prove a point. How can you just think you can play the same way you played against Salzburg in midweek and bring that to Brighton? That's gonna be a cauldron of fire stepping into the Amex Stadium on Saturday. How are you not ready for what they're gonna bring to you? And you know what they're gonna do because they're still got the same tactics or the same philosophy that you had when you were there. That to me, criminal, absolutely criminal.
But
Um,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And even like I said, his wording after the game in the interview is like he was still at Brighton. Like Brighton just lost to Chelsea, whereas in Chelsea just lost 4-1 to Brighton. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And he's the manager. You know what I'm saying? It's
and
just mad.
that's another thing. And here's where I rate certain managers, especially when you're coming from a lower team up to a bigger team. Yeah, the way you talk also is just as important as the way you manage.
hundred
I've said this
percent.
about a lot of managers in the past. I remember when David Moyes was manager at United, and he said some foolishness. I think we were playing Liverpool, Manchester City back to back. We lost 3-0, both games at Old Trafford, yeah. And he said, we aspire to be like teams like Liverpool and Manchester City. And I said from that moment, get that man out of my club.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Because the moment you talk like you're talking like you're inferior to the teams that you're because back then we were probably still ahead of City and Liverpool in terms of stature and quality. Uh, you cannot talk like you're a small team manager when you're at a big club. It's because, like you said, those players are going to hear exactly what Potter said on Saturday after the game, and they'll be like, "Bro, who is this guy?
That's what I'm saying.
Why is he? You know what I mean?" And then you've got to go back to the training ground on Monday and talk to everyone in that club, everyone, even the dead players in that dressing room. I've got more pedigree in football than you.
That's what I mean. It's hard to
You know what I mean?
manage all them players like that. You know what I mean? And not all of them are gonna buy into what you're trying to deliver. You know what I mean?
I think the
So
good thing is he's got young players there in it, so they can. It's easier to I wouldn't say manipulate, but kind of like get younger players to listen to your ideas and thoughts because they've still got something to prove in the game. But you can't be playing at this stage of his career. Silva should not be playing every 3 days. He should even be a starting centre back. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
Cucurella. What was the point? What was the point of signing Cucurella? 2 games in a row, you've had to make substitutions early. You took off Cucurella against Chelsea, United after half an hour. Kudos for making adjustments. Against a more ruthless Man United team, that game would have been done within half an hour. Saturday, you take off the
Mhm.
goalkeeper. Like, what are you saying there? Because like now you take off the goalkeeper at half time. So Mendy's your starting goalkeeper going forward. Is that what you're saying? Because you can't put
But
Kepa back in the team going forward.
no, but
Because huh? Oh, he's injured.
he came off. Well, he came off injured. He put his hand up in the. He was doing the madness again. Like he put his hand up like he wanted to come off the pitch. Then my man started acting good, made a save. He started acting good, and
Uh,
then
uh,
kept playing
usual
on.
Kepa,
And then it went to
usual
half
Kepa
time, and
nonsense.
then yeah, went to half time, and they changed.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Um, yeah, it's not looking good. Like they're not even scoring goals, and you've got a Bamian, former Golden Boot winner.
I buy
I
my
don't know
what?
if it's Obama
A
who.
bag of shit. A bag of shit. A bag of shit. That.
um, that's you can't even get goals out. Boy, he looks like a shell of the man that was at Arsenal. They look like they've wrapped up the Nkuku deal, but that's till next summer. Do you think they need to be active players in the transfer market in January to fix this kind of problem that's going on at Chelsea?
It depends who's in charge of that. You know what I mean? And what manager they got there or what they're gonna do. Car. Uh, if they keep, do you reckon they're gonna keep Potter? You reckon he'll be there?
I
I'll
think,
keep forgetting. I keep forgetting we got the World Cup coming up.
yeah.
You get me?
Um,
So
honestly, I don't. I think Bowley's in a very difficult position because you've sacked Tuchel and you've literally gone out of your way to go and get Potter. You're basically saying that is my man. So you've got to stand behind him, innit? They're not in a too bad a position because they're within the reach of the top four. But next weekend is huge for Liverpool and Chelsea. Next weekend, Chelsea at home to Arsenal and Liverpool go to Tottenham. If
Liverpool
Chelsea
going to
lose to
top.
if Chelsea lose at home to Arsenal, there is going to be serious questions asked.
I think
Serious
that's coming.
questions asked about Potter
Not being,
because
not being.
now
It's,
they've been lucky. They haven't really played no big teams early. You played United and you got played off the park. We're better in the second half, but I think we all agree a more prolific United team would have got beaten. You're now playing the top team in the league. If Chelsea fans won't have it if they lose against Arsenal, they will not have it. And to me, there's got to be a response. Has to be a response. You're through in the Champions League. You don't need to play the big guns. Next Sunday, 12 o'clock is the big one. If they can't, they've got to win that game. Not even a draw. They have to beat Arsenal. Because if they don't, there's going to be serious questions asked about Potter. Because these were the games Tuchel would win.
100%.
Mm. But we'll touch
Those
on
are
that.
the games he would do.
Exactly.
That's what he.
Um,
That's what. That's why I don't see that Tuchel's got that passion and that don't see that in
mm,
Potter.
uh, uh, it's one of those where he's got to earn that. I think the way he manages is more philosophy type, like Wenger in it. Doesn't show much emotion on the touchline, you know, but a bit of a philosopher. Is thinking. Um, I don't know if he's got that in him, that dog in him. He might have to bring it out of him next Sunday against Arsenal. But it's a big, big test. I think that what this World Cup break could be the best thing that could happen to Chelsea. You know, the best thing. It will give him
Come at the
time to,
right time.
yeah, to imprint his philosophy on the players that are going to be there. 'Cause I don't think a lot of them is going to go to a World Cup. So it gives him the time for him to just take a break because obviously it's been a lot. He started the season at Brighton. I don't think he thought going into the World Cup break he's going to be manager of Chelsea. So it probably
Really,
has been a
man.
lot for him. It's been a lot for him to take in. So maybe a break for him to just refresh his mind and then just focus on what he can do with the players that are there and then go again once Boxing Day when the football restarts. But let's get to the rest of the weekend's action. Um, let's start with the game at hold on. The game that kicked off the weekend at good old King Power Stadium. Leicester City 0, Manchester City 1. Where does Kevin De Bruyne rank in the all-time greats of Premier League players?
He's got to be up in the top three, bro. That's how high they
Woo!
outrank him. Yeah.
Who's higher than Kevin De Bruyne?
He's Thierry, and for me, it's got to be Rooney, bruv.
Ooh. Even higher than Shearer, yeah?
Yeah, but I know he's an all-time goal scorer, but Shearer don't do what these men do, bruv. These men make you
Mm.
want to watch football, bruv. If you get me, Shearer's just put in the back of the net and put his hand up, run off. You know what I mean? These men make
um,
you want to watch.
that's a
Thierry is the man for me. He just made football just look sexy, bruv. You have to watch. When he plays, you have to watch him. It's graceful.
mm,
You get me?
mm. That's a big statement. But yep, City win. It did take them briefly top. I've said this about City. The moment the clocks go back, that's when City kick it into gear. Um, I think this will be the start of the run, which they just start going on a mad one and just move away from the rest of the chasing pack. To be honest,
But it's kind of different this
unfortunately,
year, though.
huh?
It's kind of different this year, though,
Is it?
because of the World Cup. Yeah, because it's the break, innit? It's different.
Well, the clocks don't go forward again till the end of March, mate. There's still what we got: Boxing Day, got January, got February. Enough time to wrap it up.
It's not going to be a breeze today. It's not going to be a breeze.
Okay, all right. Um, 3 o'clock games now. I watched most of this game after I got bored of watching Chelsea getting smacked over. Bournemouth 2, Spurs 3. 2-0 down were Tottenham. Came back 93rd minute winner by Bentancur. How big of a winner was this for Tottenham and Klopp? I'm not Klopp. Tottenham and Conte, I should say.
It's a big win. Uh, they lose that game. They they're confident would take a big battering. Whereas you got that win, came from behind, fixed up in the second half, and got the win. So it's gonna breathe confidence, more confidence to them now. Um, I know it's only against Bournemouth, but still, a win boosts confidence. So, but still, it's Tottenham there for the taking. Bournemouth being got 2 goals and looked comfortable within that first half. You know what I mean? But quality came through in the end.
It did. Um, we've been joined by Ronaldo, people.
Whoa, Ronaldo.
Is he
Crazy.
there? He's on mute. You're on mute. We'll take off mute in a minute. Um, back to Tottenham. Did you watch the Champions League game midweek when they literally had a goal disallowed with the final kick of the game?
Yep.
Yeah, Conte was going mad. He was
Out
going mad.
that result on Saturday was probably huge considering what happened on Wednesday. Um, there's noises coming out of Conte's camp. He doesn't seem like he's happy. His contract expires at the end of this season. Do you think it's one of those one? This is a big week for Tottenham, by the way. Champions League tomorrow night. They go to Marseille, Liverpool on Sunday. Could this be the week that shapes Tottenham's season?
I think so
Mm,
still. I think so. I think it's a very important week. Very important. Very, very important. I reckon if they was to win against Marseille, that could be, you know what I mean? That could
Mm.
push them onto the weekend to beat Liverpool, man.
Yeah, trip to Marseille. that is one of the most difficult stadiums in European football to play at. In terms of Tottenham, it's their best ever. I believe it's their best ever start to a Premier League season. They're not far off the top. Are they? Are they in the mix, or are they more looking behind them and saying, "Okay, it's a top 4 race"?
I think the position where they find themselves now, I think they're in the mix, but they have to fix up, man. Because going like two goals down against Bournemouth, they looked like Bournemouth was going to take the 3 points. But obviously they fixed up in the second half. Conte had a word, and but it's them type of things where another day they wouldn't get that comeback, so they've got to fix up.
True, that's true. And a lot of murmurs coming out from Tottenham about Heung-min Son. Apparently, he wants to leave and go to a bigger club. A lot of Tottenham fans frustrated. Literally, outside of that hat trick, I think he's only scored. He hasn't scored this season. That hat trick against Leicester, he hasn't scored this season. Is it time for Heung-min Son to leave Tottenham, or should he just stick it out now? Does he deserve a team and a better stage than Tottenham?
No, I would say they suit, perfect match. You know what I mean? But where's he gonna go? If he was to leave Totty, where's he gonna go really?
You know what?
Yeah.
Liverpool would perfectly suit him,
Yeah, for who though? Who's going on the bench? Diaz, Salah. You know what I mean?
Diaz.
Diaz. Oh boy.
Or drop what's his name? Andy Nunes. Andy Carroll.
I hear you. But I just think that Son, Tottenham, perfect match, man. It's the right club for him, because for me, a lot of people say he's world class, but last season is the first I actually say, yeah, he could be world class, but look at him now, you know what I mean? For me, it's a top player, but you have spells like this, man. He's got spells where he goes 6, 7, 8 games missing, man.
Do you think the amount of games that have been played, especially in October, have caught up to not just him but a lot of players? Or is that just an excuse?
Yeah, that's a good point. Could be. Surely he's played a factor. Has to play a factor.
Because remember, Tottenham have lost. Kulusevski's injured and Richarlison's injured, so maybe there might have been times when Heung-min Son might have got a break.
Yeah,
but he can't get a break because Conte's out here playing 8-0-2 formations, isn't it? So
I hear that.
but on to the rest of the 3 o'clock games. Brentford won, Wolves won. At least they haven't conceded 5 goals in the game. Big up Diego Costa for getting sent off as well. Welcome back to the Premier League. Wolves have only scored 6 goals this season. Do you think it's one of those where they're just glad the World Cup break's coming and they can hopefully get a manager in?
I think they'll be. I think they'll be really looking forward to the World Cup to come. Like you said, to just get a break from what's going on, and hopefully they will find a manager. But I thought Nuno was coming back there. I know what was. Did you hear about that?
From what Jeff Stelling was saying, was that Wolves announced that they are going to keep that manager until next year. So I'm assuming that's for the rest of the season. But I don't think there's any way in hell that you could let him be the manager until the end of the season, just because he was the manager that's gone. He was the old manager's number 2.
Was he?
Yeah. So if they're not listening to him, they're not going to listen to you. So
Oh, man,
I don't know.
nothing.
But
He's
Ruben Neves
also
is playing well though.
he's a local lad, and he supported the club all his life as well. I think he had a spell as a pro, but never made it to the top.
They might be playing for life in the championship already, you know, if they keep him to the end of the season. They might just say, you know what, whatever players are here left, you know the club, see what you can do to start the championship season, and boom, if he flops, just sack him, innit?
Mm.
But yeah, moving on, we've talked about Brighton and Chelsea. Ronaldo, you would love to have gone in on Potter, but unfortunately, gone past that stage now. Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 0. Big win for Palace. Big win for Palace. Odson Edwards with the winner. Some interesting words coming out from a certain pundit who said that what's his name? Eze. Is that the one that sent him mid? Eze, yeah?
Yeah.
Eze should be scoring more goals. I think who said that? Was it Souness? It was either Souness or Kundi said that Eze should be scoring more goals. Ronaldo, you're Eze expert. What's your thoughts on that take? And do you think it's a bit harsh considering he's only 20 years old?
Well, that I must say, yeah, I'm a big fan of Eze, just for the record, but it's a tricky one because I do think he can score more goals. I wouldn't say he should be scoring more goals because it's not like he creates his own chances, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like it's not like he's a striker where you know what I'm saying he's getting sitters every week and he's missing them. You know what I mean? The guy plays centre mid. He has to dictate the play. You know what I mean? He always have a good game in my eyes, but would I say he needs to score more? Yeah, he could score more, but I wouldn't say pressure's on him to score because that's not what he's there for. It's more assists. Do you know what I mean? Then add goals to your game. But yeah, man, I don't know. That one's a bit tricky.
I
It's
think
a bit
it's a bit
tricky.
harsh. A bit for a
Yeah,
20
you
year
know
old
what I
to,
mean? Like,
yeah, let him develop. You know what
yeah,
I'm
you know what I
saying?
mean. Don't put pressure on him. Don't
Mm.
do that. That's not good. Going down that route. But kids are baller, man. Talented.
100%, 100%. With that win, Palace have moved up to, look at that, 10th, eh? Same amount of points as Liverpool. Um, 5 points ahead of the drop zone. Um, what it's difficult because when you really look at it, from 10th downwards to where Leicester are, even where Wolves are, there's only 6 points. Do you think now, like the league has started to set itself, and in terms of the bottom half of the league, that's going to be the bunch of teams that are going to be in a relegation battle, and you're looking at the top six now, minus those pansies. That's going to be the race for the European spots, or do you think it's still too early? We're only 12 and 13 games in.
Uh, I think it's still too early to be fair, but it's set in a way where it's kind of shaped in that way that it's going to be set like that. But I think it's a bit too early still. I think just after the Christmas period, World Cup, after the Christmas period, I think then we can get a better shape of how things is definitely going to look.
I hear that. Um, I agree. And what we also need to remember, we lost a round of games as well because of old Queen Lizzie.
Uh-huh.
So, and some teams didn't play the week after that as well. So we're a couple games off of where we really should be. But I think the league's really starting take shape. The quality, the cream's rising to the top, as they say. I think what the top six is now will be the top six at the end of the season, and any team, any team from outside that top six downwards could get relegated. Any team, and if Liverpool don't pick up their feet, because Liverpool have not been good, I wouldn't be surprised if we're in a little bit of a mid-table scrap, might flirt a relegation.
No,
I'm not even joking.
you can't say relegation, Jay, man. Relegation.
You're not too good to go down,
No, I know that, but come on, man. Nah, man.
mate.
I
How
don't. I
many
don't.
points are you on? Hold on, we get the league. Liverpool. Liverpool are what, 10th, 9th? Same amount of
And how
points as
much?
Palace, yeah. 16 points, yeah. 4 wins, 4 draws, 4 defeats. Same record as Palace, yeah. As someone was saying, Jay-Z album 444, yeah. You tell me what games out of the games they've even won outside of Bournemouth. Newcastle was lucky. West Ham was blood, guts, and desire, and the same with Manchester City. Other than that, I can name all the teams below them that have at least had one good game where they've looked good and deserved to win a game. What have Liverpool done? They're closer to the bottom than they are the top. They're closer to the bottom than they are to the Champions League spots. You know what I mean?
And then in
Right.
crisis.
And if they lose at Tottenham next week, they could be what? They could be as low as 15th. Then what are we saying?
Mm,
You know what I mean?
in trouble.
Quickly before we go to the Sunday games, Ronaldo, Skervin said he thinks Klopp could walk in that winter break if Liverpool's results don't pick up. Do you think? I know you said Klopp might get sacked, if I'm correct. If things don't pick up, do you think he will last the season?
Nah, I can't see it happening, lads. Can't. Because I don't think their form will pick up. Even if, I can't see. I think that's it, man. I think we're seeing the end of Klopp. Like, his days are numbered. Serious. So you can't get any better. It can only get worse. Like, every defeat now is so highlighted. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I can explain it. Like, it's all right for a team to have a little slip up every now and then, but not for Liverpool at the moment. Everything they do is scrutiny. You know what I'm saying? They're getting so much scrutiny, bro. It's like the players' confidence is just shattered, man. They need a new manager, 100%. He's getting sacked. He ain't gonna walk. He's gonna get the sack, 100%.
All right.
Come on.
What do you think? Do you think? Do you think
Let's
during that?
put them on the stand now. Come on, lads. How many games have they played? 12 games, yeah?
Yeah,
How many points have they got?
16.
There you go. So your return is 16 out of what? 3 times 12? You know what I'm trying to say, bro? Come on, man. There's so many points available, and all you got is 2 wins. Was it 2, 3 wins? Maybe. You know what I mean? Like, come on, lads, man.
outside of Bournemouth, I think they've only won 3 games since then. I believe, yeah, literally. Liverpool's next 2 games, yeah, away at Tottenham this coming weekend, and at home to Southampton. Surely, they've got to pick up Sutton from Southampton. I think Tottenham are going to beat them on Sunday, but the Southampton game, come on,
Nah, they can't lose to Tottenham. Come on, man.
You know what's because they got Napoli in the Champions League on what day is it? Tomorrow. Napoli are the best team in Europe right now. Napoli go to Anfield and do them dirty, and then they go lose at Tottenham. Mate, that hot seat is going to be hot, bruv. So I'm going to say. But we'll touch on the weekend games in a minute. Back to the weekend games just gone. Where we up to? We've got to talk about this team, the most informed team in the Premier League right now, the best defense in the league. Newcastle 4, Aston Villa 0. Some man had them in the top 4 race at the start of the season. Some man had them in the top 4. Some man forgot about them. But Newcastle, what more can we say that hasn't been said about the season they're having so far?
They're in form. They're banging in form, and they're confident, and they believe in the manager, like Ronaldo said about Eddie Howe previously. He's a top manager, in it, and it's like it's coming to fruition, you know. And the more you can have like a player like Callum Wilson up front delivering for you, the better for the team, and it's only gonna get better when you got Isaac back as well. St. Maximin played some of that game, if I'm right. Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's back as well. Newcastle look a force, man. And defensively they're solid. Like best defensive record in the league, like you said. Newcastle are on the up, and if they can get a few more players in the January transfer window as well, I think that will cement their Champions League hopes.
Do you think this will last? Do you think this will last though?
Yeah, I think it could, because it's not like they're like digging out results. They're playing well, man. They're playing good, you know, and their defensive record shows it as well. So
6 wins, 6 draws, only 1 defeat.
Yeah.
And that was the Liverpool game. So again, kudos to Newcastle. Anything you want to add on Newcastle, Ronaldo?
Almiron, 6 goals in a month.
Oh yes.
That man as well.
Player of the month. Got to win player of the month. You know what it is? Why I also rate Eddie Howe. Certain players under old managers at that club were just functional, running up and down, i.e. Almiron, especially under, was it Steve Bruce? Just had him running up and down like he was the, Mexican Dan James. Eddie Howe's got him playing football now. Like literally. I remember watching him in the MLS. He come from Atlanta United or something like that. He was bagging in goals for fun. And it's slowly now that Eddie Howe's getting that out of him. Callum Wilson, he's got to be on that plane to Qatar, bro. Has to be. Such a good alternative to Harry Kane. It's just a shame his injury record's so bad. Because if his injury record was a bit better, the sky's the limit for him, honestly. To me, they just look solid. They play with belief. And Newcastle, to me, they've always been one of my favourite teams from growing up, from the Keegan era and that. When St James's Park is rocking, that's one of the best stadiums in the Prem. And I'm happy to see them where they are at the moment, considering everything that they've been through over the last 15 years. I remember when Shearer relegated them, but they don't really talk about that. The Chris Hughton days, the Mike Ashley days, they're now at a point now where everything's up. They're in a nice, good moment right now, you know. And I'm happy for Newcastle, but they won't finish in the top 4 because I don't think they're going to have that quality down the stretch, which is going to be
Really,
enough.
really,
Nah,
you really,
I don't think
you
they
really
will.
think they won't?
Nah, because
Nah,
I look at it this way: 6 wins, but 6 draws, isn't it? They're in form now, but don't remember those. What was the game? Was it Palace when they both teams had 25 shots on goal and no one scored? All they're doing at the moment is scoring goals. I think this is just a good run of form what they're on at the moment. I
yeah,
think the quality is gonna wane off a bit. I think they will push it, and they might take a spot depending on what they do in January. But I think top 6 should be exactly what they're aiming for, and I think they should Europa League get a season in Europe first. Get used to playing in Thursday night, Sunday first before eating at the top table. Because when you eat at the top table, it's different. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be guys straight into the Champions League and you're in the group of death with like PSG, Barca, Ajax, and Newcastle. You know what I mean? Eddie Howe won't even know what to do when he hears that Champions League music, bruv. You know what I mean? You might want to sing along.
nah, I hear you, bro, but I think they've already secured Europe, Europa League secured.
Yeah.
Now they're on the edges of Champions League. I think they, like I said, that could be the fourth team. It's gonna be hard, but Chelsea's already dropped out. Liverpool's dropped out. 100%. 100%.
Ah,
Come on, man. Chelsea's out of top 4. So Liverpool's out. So Man United and Newcastle might take them 2 places. I'm being serious. I'm not even joking. Like, seriously, I think Newcastle definitely finish top 4. 100%. 100%.
in 2 weeks' time, the Premier League breaks up for the World Cup break. We'll dig deeper into that later at that point. But um, back to the weekend's action. I said Chelsea won't even are out of the top 4 race. All right, Ronaldo's dropping bombs as well.
Of course.
um, Fulham nil, Everton nil. Box standard draw. I think 2 teams that will easily stay in the Prem. Fulham have done a great job as well. Yeah, box standard 0-0. We've talked about Liverpool 1, Leeds 2. Let's move on to Sunday. The league leaders bounced back after their little slip against Southampton, the little 1-1 draw, and they done what Liverpool couldn't and put Nottingham Forest to sleep. Arsenal 5, Nottingham Forest 0. What do you think of that victory? Is that one of those ones where that's one of those games where a team that's top of the league handles their business? Were you impressed by what you saw yesterday by Arsenal?
100%. Come on. Overly impressed. Overly impressed. Like, Arsenal playing some brilliant football, if not the best football in the league at the moment. When you think about it, they score goals for fun. Do you know what I mean? Like I like Arsenal. You already know. But yeah, man, I was impressed. I was very impressed by the second half. First half wasn't so great. They played well, controlled the game, scored a goal. But second half, they took Forest to the shredder, bro. You know what I mean? They just ripped
Mm.
through them. What's it, 4 goals? You know what I'm saying? In the space of what? 15, 20 minutes, if that? You know what I'm saying? Game done. Quality.
Yeah, that's. I'm more impressed by that victory than even the Liverpool one, because you see, that's what you're meant to do to teams like Nottingham Forest. Slap them up. So when other teams feel like they can come to the Emirates and play football, you just let them know. Look what we just done to Forest. Don't even try and think you can come in here and play football. That's how you're meant to deal with those smaller teams. Like, for example, we'll touch on United in a second, but Man United will beat a Forest probably 2-0, but we'll probably score an early goal, but leave it late to get the second goal. So in between that, Forest still have a chance. Arsenal made sure Forest didn't even have a chance after that second goal went in. They blitzed them. They're playing like a team Arsenal playing like a team that believe they should be where they are and know where they should be are. That they should be where they are. And I respect it. They're getting my respect week after week. I'm not going to say they're going to finish top 4, but they're doing their job. Good, very good win for Arsenal. Very good win. What's your thoughts, Skervin, on the league leaders, Arsenal? Yeah. Oh. Go on,
I think they're more than. I think they're more than top 4 contenders. To be fair, um, I think you've got to give them more credit than that, man. You're saying that you're not certain that they'll finish in the top 4. Come on, Dre.
Nah,
Come on.
like I said, this World Cup break will be good for some teams, but will be bad for others. This is coming at the worst time for Arsenal. The worst time.
Okay.
You would want this season to just flow because you see
Mhm.
if they've done what they're doing right now, because I think they're going to win the next 2 games against Chelsea and was it Wolves? So that would be 12 wins from 14, 37 points. Yeah. Imagine there's no World Cup break and you start the season like that. I'll be like, raw, okay, all right, cool. But it's literally 6 weeks. It's basically 2 seasons in one. Momentum's gone, completely gone. And when you come back from that World Cup, big games are coming. I think after the FA Cup weekend, they've got Tottenham away and then you got United at home. And what we need to understand is this as well. If they lose, City will jump above them, but then you're drawing Tottenham into the mix, Newcastle into the mix, and us into the mix. It's not like they're miles clear of everyone else. If they were where they are right now and they were like 6 or 7 points clear of everyone else, I'd be like, raw, cool. But what we need to understand, the start they've had to the season is good, but the start City have had to the season is normal. The start that Tottenham have had to the season is the best they've ever had. Newcastle's start to the season is great. And United have had a good start to the season as well. So it's not like they're miles clear. It's a very good start for what I didn't expect it from Arsenal, but that World Cup break's going to destroy some teams, especially their momentum. And that's the one thing that's going to possibly derail Arsenal's season.
I don't see it happening still. I'm not saying that they're gonna like win the league or anything
Because
like that, but
what is it?
gonna get top.
The end of the World Cup break, they'll be on 14 games. Yeah, there's still what 24 games to go. We're not even that close to the halfway mark of the Premier League season.
I get that still.
There's a lot of football to be played. They've had a great start to the season. Kudos. I can't even fault it because if United had this start to the season, I'll be gassed. I'll be saying we're going to win the league, innit? Kudos. But
You
it's
know that
Arsenal.
no team with the amount of points Arsenal got right now hasn't finished out the top 4.
Well,
So
Arsenal are a team that can do something like that, bruv, and finish outside the top 4. There's a lot of football to be played. Remember,
What?
they've still got to go. They still got to play City twice. They still got to go to Tottenham. They still got to play us again. They still got to play Chelsea twice, and they've got to go to Anfield.
Yeah,
A lot of football.
but what did you say? Whatever pressure's on Arsenal, it's on the rest of the teams as well.
that's it.
Momentum,
That's
all
what
that stuff that
Nah,
you talk about. So having points in the bag,
it's
surely
good
that counts.
at this
Surely.
at this half of the season. It's imperative to have points in the bag. It's imperative. 100%. I agree with that. It's imperative to have points in the bag. But it's not like we're breaking up for the season. It's at the halfway mark. It's just over the quarter mark. You know what I'm saying? And in terms of other teams with pressure, they're not meant to be where they are meant to be, type of thing. The only team that's really got pressure out of those teams in the top six are probably City because they're expected to win the league. Other teams like Arsenal soon getting to that point now where they're expected to win every week. These players have not been at that point where they're expected to win every week. How are they going to handle that after coming back from the World Cup? You know what I'm saying? If this was a normal season, I would be saying I'll be heaping a huge amount of praise on Arsenal. But I just think that World Cup break, the one team that would not want a break right now is Arsenal. Because imagine some of these them players have bad World Cups. And then you're coming back. It's not like you've got a little winter break like they do in them other pansy countries. Brother, Boxing Day, back at it. No time to cry over your Christmas dinner, mate. Next day, you're out there, mate. Big games are coming, but kudos to Arsenal, wasn't it? 5-0, done their job. Moving on to the final game of the weekend. Another win for our boys. Manchester United won, West Ham 0. It weren't the greatest performance in the world, but we got the W. Before the weekend, Pep said about United and under Ten Hag that they're coming back. Do you think after this weekend you agree with Pep's statement?
I wouldn't say we're back, but I'd say we're on route, and I think a lot of teams now are looking at United and taking them a bit more seriously now because we really do look good and we look competitive, and we ain't look competitive for a very, very long time. So I think it's kudos to our manager, our coach, get me, because he's setting the standards, and we're getting these standards in every game now. We're working hard, and we're working hard as a team. That's the main thing that's changed. Do you know what I mean? So it's good to see. Long may it continue. You know what I mean?
What did we think of the performance? Considering the good performances we've had against Tottenham, good chunk of the Chelsea game, Sheriff, we played well. What did you think of the performance yesterday overall?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a brilliant performance as in football wise, but in terms of team spirit, togetherness, you know what I'm saying, digging in, like standing up and being counted. You know what I'm saying? Just showing the heart sometimes. It's a brilliant performance. You know what I mean? Like normally, like last season, few seasons ago, come on, United's drawing that game, probably even losing that game. You know what I mean? I like to see my team win games like this against Everton when they have to stand up, back against the wall, you know? It shows grit, it shows the edge to the team. You know what I'm saying? Belief that, yes, we can do this. We're going to win this game. You know what I'm saying? It shows character, man. I love wins like that. So for me, the performance was excellent. Excellent performance. 1-0s are the worst. That's the worst way to lose a game. It's 1-0. You're going to suffer, yeah. West Ham are going to come into the game. They're going to try until the end, mate. When you're 2-3-0 up, they've given up. You know what I mean? So,
You know what? It looked like a United team that's the amount of games that they've played in October's caught up to them. Like,
yeah, you could see that. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, especially after about 65 minutes, you could tell. Like, some of these men have played a lot of football over the last month, and kudos for them for not even getting injured, to be honest, but still, and also maintaining high levels of performance as well. I always thought yesterday is going to be them scrappy 1-0 wins. We got it. And you know what? Even when they were piling on with the chances and whatnot, I didn't feel like West Ham were going to score. Like, it's the first time in a long time we've got the defense solid and the goalkeeper is solid at the same time as well. Like yesterday, to me, one of the standout performers, Diogo Dalot, absolutely superb at right back. There was a lot of covering for the centre back that he was doing. Or no surprise considering who the centre back was, but we won't talk about him. But defensively, he's improved so much that we've got to give him his flowers now. I know you don't rate him, Ronaldo, but Skervin, is it time to
I
give
rate
Dalot his
him.
flowers?
I rate him, man. He's becoming I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Ten Hag or what it is, but he's got him playing magnificently this season. He's got that drive in him that I like, and
Mm.
he's playing forward.
Out
He's gone.
outside of Kieran Trippier, because to me, I think he's been the best right back in the league this season. To me, it's Dalot. He's probably number 2.
100%. 100%.
Ronaldo, you're being silent. What's your thoughts on
Well,
Dalot's performance and his performances over the last, say, 6 weeks?
if you're gonna take it back 6 weeks, his performance against Newcastle wasn't that great. His performance it's been up and down with Dalot, innit? It's been like a bumpy ride. There's times when, like, for instance, yesterday's game where he played well. He played brilliant. Like, I think all the defenders played well, even Harry Maguire. But Dalot definitely stood out because, like I said, normally the players would, I don't know, they would just falter. Like, I don't know. Whenever we're in situations like that, for instance, Dalot, as we're speaking about him, them headers that he did yesterday with Antonio right behind him, breathing in his neck, he has to get that right. He has to win them headers. If he doesn't win them headers, it's a goal. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the difference now with the team, yeah? He's starting to make plays where in the past, he would be the one to be like,
Yeah.
oh, why did you hit? You get my point. So for me, definitely he has improved, but has he been brilliant? Do I still feel secure with Dalot? No, I'm sorry, man. I hate to say it because he's been playing well. He's been playing brilliant. If I'm honest, like, you know what I mean. It's only a few games I see him still making little errors, but like the manager says, in it, he's improving game by game. So let's see in it. I'm not gonna say that he's rubbish anymore. I'll say he's all right. Do you know what I'm saying? Before he was a lot of shit, but now he's a lot of hope. You get what I mean? Before he was the lot of shite, yeah, but now he's a lot of hope in it. There's a lot of hope there. You know what I mean? Like I can see
Man.
improvements. He
In
played well. Played well.
this episode, we've had Skervin call a babby and a bag of shit, and now we've had.
But you already know that's his name, though. Come on, like you already know. Come on, man.
All right. Outside of Dalot, any other players that impressed you? That impressed you yesterday?
Martinez, solid.
Mm,
This guy, like, it's like I
mm.
have to compliment him, innit? Whenever I watch him play. Do you know what I mean? He's a leader, motivator. Like, I like it. I like how he plays football. Do you know
I'm
what I
about to
mean?
jump out the window here. To me, he's the best centre back in the league.
Boy, that's a big
To me,
statement,
he's
you
the
know.
best centre back in the league.
But when
He's
you do
just
the
ahead of
stats, yeah,
Saliba.
when you do the stats, yeah, I can't
Look at the
say, you know what
stats.
I'm saying? Numbers don't lie, but when you do the stats, he's definitely top 5, 100%.
He's
But
top 5, and he's not 2, 3, 4, or 5. I'm telling you,
we are top, we are 5th in the league, so like I say, when you
and
do the
that's
stats,
huge
yeah.
part to him. To me, he's. You know what? I used to say Casemiro's our most important player, but he is our most important player. If he gets injured, we are screwed. We're snookered. We
I hear
Snooker
you.
ball.
we
I
are
hear
s-
you. That's a
we're
valid
proper
point.
snookered, bruv. To me, I've never seen. He's my height. I'm 5'8", bruv. That man's 5'8", and at no point in yesterday's game did Scamacca look like he even had a hope against Martinez, a hope or a prayer. He out jumps him. I think in terms of passes as a centre back, he's number one. Aerial duels, one, he's number one. To me, also, it's not even just his ability to defend it, his ability with the ball, his ability to play in between the lines is so underrated. Look at what the crap that Harry Maguire was doing in the first half. His old crap, knocking it diagonals out of play, out to little Jimmy in the first row. And you got Martinez, cool, calm, and composed. Play with Casemiro, cool, calm, and composed. To Ericsson, cool, calm, and composed. Like that little triumphant there, that little trio. Come on. It just oozes class. And Martinez in that defense relaxes everyone. Because you know you can pass the ball to that man under pressure, he's not gonna fumble. Every time he knows what he's doing with the ball. Class. To me, easily the best defender in the league. And when he's with Varane, the best centre back partnership in the league as well.
Oh, boy, you're putting yourself out there, pal.
I'm
You
putting myself out there on the World Wide Web. I'm saying it now. There's not in the Prem, because when you look at the other top centre back pairings in the league, you probably say Saliba and Gabriel. Gabriel's a liability. Who else is there? What, Newcastle? Come on. Come on.
Stones.
Stones and who?
Diaz,
Don't know
Stones
who
and
it
what?
is.
Diaz. Nah.
Diaz, Laporte. There's good defenders at City, man. I can't deny it. You know what I
Nah.
mean? Diaz is a good defender. When he's fully fit and up and running, he's class, man. Gotta keep it
Mendes
up.
as well.
Martinez. Our defense.
I hear
You
you
see
though.
that stuff I was
I
saying
like how he
at the
plays
beginning.
football. He's a
And
defender,
also,
100%.
we let in 16 goals. We need to remember 10 of those goals came in 2 games. So the other 10 games, we've only let in 6 goals. So I'm saying 8 hours without conceding a goal at Old Trafford.
That's a good look. I
So I'm
love that.
saying.
Love that.
So what I'm saying. We'll touch on Mr. 100 goals in a minute, but let's talk briefly about what we can expect now between now and the World Cup break. We've got Villa next Sunday, Fulham away. That weekend, that final weekend before the World Cup break. Are expecting 6 points. 2 difficult games because Sunday will be Unai Emery's first game in charge of Aston Villa, and then Fulham, difficult place to go to. They'll be rocking as well. Should we be expecting 6 points?
Yeah, we should, but as fans, yeah. But when you look at the team and the dynamics, like on the squad, because we're gonna play on Thursday, we're gonna play in weekend, and you know what I mean. I think I think the game at the weekend's gonna be tricky, innit? Villa away is always a hard game. Doesn't matter who's
I
the
think
manager.
is it away or at home? I think it's at
Is at
home, you know.
home.
I
Well,
think so. Let
that's
me
a
check.
plus then. Yeah, I think you're right. It's at home. But
Yeah, it's at home.
yeah, you're right. My bad. That's a plus though. But then again, the squad's stretched. There's players injured. There's players missing. Squad's stretched now, man. You know what I mean?
I
There's
think
players need
also
resting.
not to cut you, but also big game on Thursday in the Europa League as well. Where
There you go.
we've got to win that game, because if we finish second, that's another extra 2 games that we don't really need, because the winners of the group go straight to the last 16. The runners up face one of the dropouts from the Champions League in the round of 32. So
And also we have to win that game by 2-0, innit? To
I
win the
think
group, innit? Because goal
I
difference
think
there, they got more goals on
it's
us.
what's yeah. So 2 goals.
Yeah.
2 clear goals, not 2-0, but 2 clear goals. You know what I mean?
2 goals. Yeah.
So that's what I mean. It's gonna be tricky on the team. The squad stretch.
Oh
So
no, no, no. We're away at Villa. We're away at Villa
we're
still.
way in
So
it.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why I said it's a tricky
Hey,
game. It's a
Emery's
tricky
first
game.
game at home.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a tricky
Jeez.
game.
It's a tricky one, man. And the squad's
After
just stretched as well. There's players missing.
proper shit.
No Bruno. I know that.
Oh yeah,
No
no Bruno.
Varane.
Bruno suspended. Mm,
No Varane. You know what I'm saying? There's players that look a bit tired, look a bit jaded. We're just hoping that there's players that can come back in, because I reckon the game for this week really is Thursday night, innit? We have to go there, dominate, win the game, innit? Put
mm.
a stamp on that game. So I think at the weekend, that's going to be a tricky away fixture, man. You know what I
Martial's
mean?
back in
So,
training.
oh boy, well, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? He's got a part to play, bruv. Like I said, the squad's
Mm,
stretched. He's needed, bruv. Come on, man. Games are coming thick and fast. We need all our best players right now on form as well. So it's kind of tricky for the weekend. I'll take 4 points in it because Fulham's away as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly, man. I'll take 4 points. But as fans right now, we're in the up. We expect 6 points. I agree, but me personal, I'll take 4 points in it.
I think. I hope we don't lose that game on Sunday. If they get the first goal, it's going to be difficult. But I think we won't lose that game against Villa. Um, they might be a bit, you know, downcast. Obviously, they got slapped by Newcastle, so their confidence is already on the floor. Um, yeah, you know what? We got a very good record at Villa as well. I'm gonna go for a win. You know, we ain't lost since that time when Alan Hansen said we can't win nothing with kids. You know, yeah, we got a very good record at Villa. Yeah, we're gonna slap them. Don't worry about that. Fulham away the week after. That's gonna be the one. But yeah, um, what else we got? We can't not talk about Mr. 100 goals. Marcus Rashford has finally got 100 goals for Manchester United. It's always good to see academy product do well for their club. And you know what? I've just realized I can't remember an academy product come through at United that's actually got 100 goals or even lasted this long at this sort of level.
You have to go
Um,
back. You have to go back to the
I look,
class of '92.
mm,
I just want to drop
literally,
that in there. Innit? You have to go back
mm,
to the class.
um,
Yeah.
he's had a lot of praise from most of us, a lot of criticism from most of us. Ronaldo, you can lead the celebrations away. What's your thoughts on Ronaldo finally getting his 100? Ronaldo, I mean Rashford finally getting his 100 goals, and what does it mean for the club? And what do you think it will mean for him this season and going forward?
Yeah. That that intro deserves a round of applause. Let's just do that for Rashford, yeah. And I can understand why you called him Ronaldo as well, because that header, mate, I,
Aye,
that header, mate. Come
hey,
on, mate. I told you this
hey.
kid's got a lot in his locker, didn't I? Come on, pal. I did. I told you. There's
We
stuff
don't
in
see
the
it too
locker.
much. That's the thing. That's the thing with
But
Ronaldo.
it's
We
in
don't
the
start
locker.
with Rashford. We don't see
It's
it
in
too
the
much.
locker. It's in the locker. But
Body.
yeah, like Rashi, perfect, innit? It's the anniversary, lads. Come on, man.
It's
85
his birthday
years.
today as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you it, Jay.
Oh,
85
sorry, sorry.
years since they've been an academy player in the team every week. Come on, lads, man. That's something to be proud of, man. You know what I'm trying to
Yes.
say? Come on,
Mm,
lads, man. 25th
85 years, you know.
birthday. Yeah, come on, Jay, man. That's United. It's stamped. Come on, it's class. Come on, man.
The Queen
This
didn't
is.
even reach puberty by them times.
It goes to show it. He's from the academy. Listen to the fans yesterday. He's one of our own. Come on, lads, man. He's one of us. Born
He's
and
one
raised.
of
Born.
us.
Thank you. Come on, you know what I'm saying. You know the song. Do I have to sing it? Nah, I think it deserves a sing, Jay. Come on, man. I gotta sing this one
I'm
for
not.
Rash.
So I'm not. Go on then. I'll join them. Go on. Lead us,
I'm not
Skervin.
gonna. I'm not gonna sing it. Yeah, what I'm gonna say. Yeah, in the song. Yeah, it says like Manchester, Rashford is red. Remember that, lads. You see what I rate about him, Jay. Yeah, not to get off topic here, but this is what I like about Rashford, innit? He's been through so much in his career where I know he's solidified it now. Like a lot of people criticize him and talk about the past, whatever. He's growing up. He's growing up at one of the biggest clubs in the world, innit? He burst on the scene, young age, did what he did. Everyone's expecting big things. They're like, yeah, Rashford, like, it's gonna take over the world, but you have to give the player time. He's only 25, lads. He just turned 25. We're buying players at 25. That's underachieving. Then we've bought players, yeah, Martial, that came into the club, yeah, still ain't reached 100 goals for United. I'm
He's
just
just
showing you,
behind. He's just
but he
behind.
hasn't reached it yet.
He's just mad.
He hasn't reached it yet, though. But yet, still, a player from the academy has done that. We got to be proud of that. And I know for Rashford to do these things, yeah, it's hard for him because the criticism he faces, yeah, it's ridiculous, bro. When you think about it, some of it I think you don't deserve, some he deserves, yes, but what's the best way to answer critics is doing your business on the pitch, innit? Everyone wrote him off for this season. Everyone said you know what I'm saying, he's finished, he's over. Come on, man. Lad's still winning games for United, big games as well, like I said. You see Rashford, that's what I like about him. He does what he does, in it. Love him or hate him, he's a match winner and he's a goal threat.
Yeah,
And for the club,
it's true.
surely they're proud of him. 100% they're proud of him. Come on, man. He's been playing for the club since he's 7 years old, bro. Look at what he said. Look at his tweet. And said, I've been at the club since I was 7. I've played on every pitch, bro. Every pitch. I've
Mm.
scored at every pitch for this club, bro. That's what he's telling you, bro. I've scored from under sevens all the way up to the first team. Come on, man. Surely the club's proud of him, man. They got to give him a new contract. And he's 100% on the plane for the World Cup just to get that in there. But yeah, man. Love to Rashi, man. Happy birthday, man.
Um,
Bless up. Real United legend. Go on.
uh, um, you know what? I don't want to take off anyone's parade. So, 100 goals for any club's big. No matter how long it takes you to get there, it's big still. Um, yeah, 100 goals is big. I don't want to. I don't want to be negative. But the only reason I'll get onto Rashford is that we've seen what he can do in moments, and I want to see that consistently. To me, see when Rashford first bust on the scene, I was one of his biggest supporters, just because he's someone that didn't take. He just given an opportunity because no one was fit, and he took it and he ran with it. I was like, yeah, but for the right coaching and if he applies himself properly, this guy's going to be a world beater. And I don't know if he took his eye off the ball. Maybe a lot of it's got to do with bad coaching, but I feel like he's stagnated a bit. But I feel like now he's got coaching. He seems like all the distractions of last season have gone. He's kept his head down. You hardly hear anything from Rashford's camp. He's just getting on with football and he's doing his job. He's won us a lot of games this season as well. Give him his give him his flowers, isn't it? I'll absolutely give him his flowers. But it's I'd the next 100 goals he scores for Man United, will not be coming within 6 seasons. I need that within 4.5, 5. I need 20 goals a season, Marcus Rashford minimum. Like that's what I need. That's what I should be getting now from Rashford. He might be 25, but he's been a pro for what, 7 years? Coming up 7 years. It's now time where what he's done on Sunday, he should be doing already. I just want to see more from him. You know what I mean? But like you said, kudos, 100 goals. That's not easy at any club, especially he's done it in 6 years of absolute chaos and turmoil at Man United. So kudos, man. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. Um, On to a new section in the pod. Before we get to the weekend preview, I want us to do our winners and losers from the Premier League weekend just gone. It can be anyone, it can be clubs, it could be players, it could be managers, could be referees. Um, we'll start with the winners first. Who's your winner of the weekend, Ronaldo?
I'll say KDB, Kevin De Bruyne, City.
You know what? We were talking earlier before you came. Skervin said he's one of the top 3 players in Premier League history. Where do you put Kevin De Bruyne in the all-time list of players to ever play in the Premier League?
In terms of all-time players,
He had
no, I don't.
Henry ahead, and who else did he say? He had Henry and can't remember what he said. He had Henry and someone else.
No, I don't know about all-time best or whatever, but he's definitely up there. I don't even think he's better than David Silva. Not yet. Not for City.
Mm. Would you have
He
him top
doesn't.
10?
Not in terms of best players. Maybe not, but in terms of midfielders, like position-wise, yeah, definitely. He's
Fair
in the
enough.
top 10, like midfielders, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? If you put them into categories, 100%, definitely, man. He's a baller. Like he's dominated this era as well. There's no one close to him in the Premier League. You think about it.
That's true.
The
And
only
he's
one that
probably
came
the
close was Bruno that season that he had, and then United just went downhill.
he's probably the only centre mid that's a proper match winner in the Prem. I can't think of anyone else. Like I don't know if you want to. Bruno's more of a tennish type of, but as a centre mid, he's literally a match winner. And I don't think there's many in the. I don't think there's any outside of De Bruyne that's that. It's either his goals affect games, his assists. I wouldn't have him top 3. I think because I remember a lot of the Premier. Me and you remember a lot of the Premier League probably from its early years, isn't it? So to me, he wouldn't even be top 10. Maybe the 10 to 15, maybe 13 or 14 in that list, but not top 10. But in terms of centre mids, he's scraping top 5.
Hmm.
I don't even he's probably 6 or 7. Because when you got Lampard, Scholes, Gerrard, Yaya, and David Silva, I don't think he's had better
That's
Prem careers than them.
that's my point. He hasn't even touched silver yet for me for City.
Mm,
Yaya as well, 20 goals, mad free kicks, mad. I
mm.
don't know why
I think
they don't they
I,
don't give
I
these
think
players their
yeah,
flowers. You know what I
David
mean? But
Silva is one of the most underrated players to ever play in this country. That guy is an absolute gem of a footballer. Special, special player, bro. He don't get enough credit. He don't get enough credit. My winner of the weekend. It's got to be Leeds United. It's got to be Somerville scoring the winner in front of the Leeds fans at Anfield the day before your 21st birthday. It don't get any better than that.
For real. That's
It
mad.
don't.
That is mad. The Anfield as well, the winner.
And
Poof.
yeah, ending Virgil van Delegate's unbeaten record at Anfield, that little garbage record that he had of like 4 years, no defeats. Get out of it. Listen,
I didn't even realize that, until the game. I was thinking
yeah,
surely they lost at home, but phew,
he
they
hasn't
haven't.
lost at home in the Premier League game at Anfield up until yesterday. Because remember that COVID season, he got injured. What that Everton game, innit? When Pickford,
Ah, yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
was
So
thinking, huh?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I get you. I get you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So boy, 4 years, but who cares, man? Liverpool in the mud. Well done to Leeds. Big win. A big win for what's his name? Justin Timberlake, the manager. Jesse March. That's it.
Yeah. Now, well done,
Um,
Jesse.
because
Big up,
the
Jesse.
Leeds game before, the previous Leeds game, they were singing Bielsa's name, and to go to Anfield to get a win. And I love the way he celebrated as well. Fully deserved, man. Big win for Leeds. In terms of losers of the week, who have you got for that?
Graham Potter,
Ooh. You know
aka
what?
Harry.
This is your time to fire away at Chelsea because you weren't here for Skervin's dissection of Chelsea. Um, go away. Say whatever you want to say about Potter and Chelsea. The floor is yours. Go ahead, Ronaldo.
Potter is a joke. How are you going to go back to the club that you just transfer from this club, yeah? You go to a so-called better team, a top four team, a team that's challenging for titles, Champions League, blah blah blah, the hoorah, whatever, and you go back, and within 5-10 minutes, you're rattled. You're on the ropes, like what I'm saying. The defense is all over the place. You're playing a weird formation. You got Sterling at left wing back, Pulisic at right wing back. I thought it was Gallagher for a minute because he was just out there whipping balls in. I was thinking, what's going on here? Like, impose yourself on the game. Like, Brighton was just all over them. It goes to show that you they didn't want you there. It wasn't you why they was good because the fans was booing you and that, saying you're getting sacked in the morning and that. Like, come on, man. How can you go back to the club you just came from, a so-called lesser team than the team you are now, and lose in that manner, in that fashion? Like, come on, man. Surely you're motivated to show, what I'm saying, the team that you're at now that this is, what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Mm,
If there's any game that you need to get motivated for, surely it's that game. You know what I mean, Jay? But I just knew they was gonna
mm.
lose that game. I just knew it because Chelsea's just been lucky. So I don't want to get into
Yeah,
their
you have
season
been
so
saying
far,
that.
but
You have been saying that for weeks.
they
You've been
have.
saying that for weeks.
Like, football's like that. Like, the proof shows now. They've been getting gifts all the time. Champions League, silly red cards, silly penalties, like little things just been happening for them. Like, they've been getting the rub of the green, as they would say. You know what I mean? They ain't been playing well, but they've been winning football matches. But when
Mm.
the cookie crumbles and you go back to your old club and get slapped 4-1, then surely there's egg on your face, man. You're the loser, man. So yeah, Potter, man. Got it all wrong, mate.
Uh, you know what? I think on any other weekend, Potter would have held the loser of the weekend. But to me, you can't go in the space of 7 days. You can't go to the bottom team in the league and lose 1-0 and then play the second bottom team and then lose 2-1 at home. It's Jurgen Klopp. I want to say it's Liverpool, but you know what? I watched Liverpool's Jurgen Klopp's pre-match presser for tomorrow's game at Napoli, and I looked at a man that looks stressed, worn out, chippy, tired. and he's on the verge of having enough. Um, if if the if you're losing, or you won't lose at the time, but if you're struggling to beat Leeds at home, real questions have to be asked. And I saw the stat where Leeds ran 11 kilometers more than Liverpool. So you're
Oof.
basically saying every player ran at least 1 kilometer more than the other player on Liverpool, or the opposite number on Liverpool's team. It's not right, bro. It's not right. And I think it is literally this is gonna be that week where you're just like, we're gonna be sitting there next Monday and be like, not if Klopp leaves, when he leaves, because
Yeah.
they're going to get slapped tomorrow night at Anfield against Liverpool, against Napoli. Like this, Napoli are the best team in Europe right now. Outside of City, probably PSG, Napoli are the best team in Europe right now. They are not going to be scared of going to Anfield. That to them, if they win tomorrow, that is a statement win for the rest of Europe to take notice. We've gone to Anfield and slapped Liverpool. I know they've played good in Europe this season, but the one game they were bad, they were terrible, and that was Napoli, innit? Tomorrow they're gonna get slapped. If they, and then they go to Tottenham on what's it next this coming Sunday. I think they're gonna lose that game as well. I think that's gonna be the game where Kane and Song fill their boots. It's the beginning of the end. Saturday was the beginning of the end. It's sad to see, but it always ends badly when you're one of the, I wouldn't say the greats, but one of the club legends, isn't it? You never leave how you want to leave, innit? And Klopp, I think this time next week, Liverpool fans are going to be saying, boy, who can we get in? But boy, Liverpool, eh?
What can
Liverpool,
I say?
Chelsea.
Nah,
Mm,
he's definitely a loser though.
100%.
Definitely.
No
So
matter
I
how
can't.
bad United were, yeah, and no matter how
Yeah,
bad United have been, we've never lost to the bottom team and then a week later lost to the second bottom team at home. Never.
I
I
know.
can't remember
It's
that.
embarrassing.
Not even on.
That's
And
embarrassing.
we've had Moyes. We Van Gaal was decent. Mourinho was decent, but we've had Ollie. We've had that donut Ralph. Come on, that's embarrassing.
I know. It is definitely
That's embarrassing.
100%. 100%. At home as well. Of in that manner. That, that's a heartbreaker. That's what you call that. That is a heartbreaker, bro. You know what I mean?
Big up Somerville though. Deserved that on
True,
your
true.
birthday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Facts. Good finish, man. Well taken.
very good finish. Virgil van Delegate pointing to I don't know who, someone in the stands instead of blocking the shot. But what have we said about Van Dijk as well? He should be in the loser of the week just by himself because defensively he's been shocking. But we'll get to him. We'll talk about
Yeah,
him in a couple of weeks' time. But
yeah.
let's just get to the weekend action. That's coming up. Big game. I think any team that's outside the top 8, this is a 6-pointer. Leeds at home to Bournemouth. Bournemouth are lucky. Well, yeah, not to at least get a point against Tottenham. They did kind of sit back at 2-2, 2-0 up, lost 3-2. They go to Leeds. Is this a game which kickstarts Leeds season?
I think it'd be a good game, you know. Good game, good fight, good bout. But I think, yeah, I can see Leeds coming out on top, but not not comfortable. So it could be a
Mm,
2-1, a 3-2. You know what I mean? But I could see Leeds coming up because they're gonna be in a high, you know. Fans are
yeah.
gonna be singing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I could see them pulling it off. You know, I could see them getting that win, a narrow win though.
I agree. I'm gonna go 2-1 Bournemouth. Not 2-1 Bournemouth, 2-1 Leeds. I think especially the football they played on Saturday, I was impressed. It's literally they've just got championship players in a Premier League team. And Jesse March is literally getting squeezing the maximum out of that team that he can. Um, this is basically a championship game in the Premier League. I think it's going to be I think there'll be goals. I'm gonna go 3-2 Leeds for that one. It's funny how Manchester City are always playing 3 o'clock on a Saturday. Don't no one like to watch them play. They don't even get no live games on a Sunday no more. They're at home at the Etihad against Fulham. I don't think this is going to be a routine 3 points for City, especially if Haaland's not back. What are we saying? Do you think it be another City win, or Fulham can pull up something?
I'm going for Fulham, you know. Going for Fulham with the
Ooh.
upset. Yeah, I know. I'm going for Fulham. Going for Fulham with the upset. You know, the late winner, tight game.
Mm.
Mitrovic, back
Ooh.
post. You know what I mean? So I'm
Andreas
going Fulham.
Pereira with a goal.
Assists maybe, yeah. But who knows? He might chip in, you know. But
Ooh.
I'm going for Fulham, you know. Fulham, but we all know what City's like at home, innit? They're very strong at home.
Yeah.
So if they get an early goal, it could be one of them ones where Fulham's just getting a consolation, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But if Fulham start the game positive, like they've been playing, like I know they can play, they can pull it off, man. And I want them to, man. It's my rivals, you know? So I'm going Fulham.
Ooh.
2-1, Fulham.
Ooh. I'm gonna go City because, like I've always said, once them clocks go back, this is where City and the ball, they stop using the white ball, they go to the yellow ball. This is where City just go on the mad one and start winning 15 games in a row. I think this comfortable win. They're through in the Champions League. I think they've won their group. They can relax this week, play the Young Bucks. They'll be fresh for Fulham. Going 4-1. Haaland should be
Fair
back.
play.
I
Fair
need him for
play.
my fantasy team. Yeah. Next game, Nottingham Forest against Brentford. Um, Weird one. I don't know how to predict it. Liverpool, off the back of beating Liverpool, they got slapped by Arsenal 5-0. Brentford on the back, they got slapped by someone. Was it Newcastle? They got slapped, and then they've drawn against whoever they played at the weekend. Well, Wolves. Um, Tricky one. Who you got for that game?
Ooh, ooh. To think about this one, bro. It's my heart telling me one thing, but it's like I gotta think about my team as well. You know what I'm saying? Say Brentford, innit?
Ooh, I wouldn't be surprised. You saying
Tony.
Ivan Tony?
I'm
Ooh,
thinking how
couple
much is
goals.
he gonna get? Yeah, I'm thinking could be, 3-1 Brentford, Tony 2. Brace. Forest is a tricky team, man. You don't know which team's gonna turn up, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. It's so true.
But
I want them. I want Forest to win, yeah, because of football heritage, yeah. But they're absolutely crap. Like they literally are crap. They're just
how
a
can you
bunch
go
of
from sorry, Jay, how can you go from beating Liverpool to then getting slapped 5-0?
exactly,
You don't know which team's gonna turn up
exactly.
for us, man.
You cannot put money down on this game. You are going to lose money. If you're a betting man, you're finished because these are the two most unpredictable teams in the league.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I'm gonna have to say a draw. I just want to talk briefly about Forest. Jesse Lingard, absolutely useless.
See, I was trying to tell you, pal, but now you've seen it.
Whoa, not me. I've been saying it. I said it from the start of the season. He's gone there for money, and I've
Yeah,
never rated Jesse Lingard. And to me, he should have gone
100%.
back to West Ham. Innit? West Ham would have been perfect for him. But
Mm.
he's literally gone there for money and what a stroll out on a green turf every week because you don't do
Did you
nothing.
did you see his shot against Arsenal? Flipping hell, bro. Man,
How the mighty have fallen. And he's gone from moonwalking in the Emirates to what being a kit man, bro.
You know what I mean, bro? Come on, bro. Gotta do better,
Terrible,
Jesse, man. Take your career in
terrible.
serious, you know? Get on the
He
training
could even
pitch,
gone
man. Put
abroad.
the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Mm.
Show some pride, you know?
Yeah. Go. Yeah, bro.
Those are the type of players that was around Rashford, Jay. Him and Pogba and that. Gotta get them out of
What
there, man.
did I say? Got rid of the I don't want to say cancers, but the bad
The-
apples in the squad. There you
Come on,
go.
your team's losing and you're dancing in the dressing room, posting snaps and doing all types of TikToks. Come
You
on, we need
notice
them
how
man out.
certain men have left the club, and you don't see no videos at all at the training ground of
All right.
anyone dancing. You notice, yeah?
That's what I'm saying, man. You need them man out your team, man.
The
Because
donkeys
they're
have
not
gone,
focused.
bruv.
They don't
Certain
focus.
man criticized the club in a documentary. Still ain't kicked no ball for their new club yet, you know.
There you go, bro. There you go. But he's partying, he's everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm trying to say he's in
yeah,
Miami, he's there. It's
yeah.
can't.
The culprits like Lingard, Pogba, Bailly. What's he doing at Marseille? That's what I'm gonna say.
Can hardly get in the team, pal. Every
Mm,
so often he gets a run out, but
there you go.
he needs to lead a club. But yeah, man, that's a whole different story.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, yeah. They're not there. They're not at United anymore. New team, new culture. Um, Next 3 o'clock game. Wolves, who have only scored 6 goals in the Premier League this season, against Brighton, who could have scored 6 against Chelsea this weekend just gone. Who have we got for that game?
Ju- Just before I give you my predictions, yeah, I know you saw the breaking news today about Pogba missing the World Cup, but yeah,
Mm,
uh,
boy.
I'm not surprised, yeah, as you said like the mentality of these players. But yeah, who do I have? Boy, Brighton, you know, got Brighton taking this one. They're on a high. They just slapped Chelsea 4-1. You know what I mean? So I can see them
Quickly, because
bouncing.
we didn't really talk about Brighton earlier, but Trossard, he's
Baller,
out. He's on a free at the end of the season. Should
yeah,
United take a look at him?
yeah. Why not, man? Why not? We need players. It's a squad. Can't see him starting,
He's
but
a
he's
good
pushing.
alternative to.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
he's
he's a good
pushing.
alternative. Oh yeah.
There's a lot of games, you know. You know what I mean? Like when you're a
Mm.
top club, you gotta win every game. We need players, man.
You know what? If I'm United, I just slap down a cheeky little bit in January, little cut price, but get him in now because the amount of games we're gonna have in the second half of the season as well.
Yeah,
We cannot rely on Martial. It's like the last dying days of Cristiano Ronaldo. Rashford's really not a number 9. Like we need goals. We've only scored 17 goals in the league.
mm,
Like we need more. So it's not. It's worth a cheeky shout. See what
yeah. Why not?
test
Why
Brighton's
not?
blood pressure for Trossard. You know what I mean?
As long as like Ten don't get him and play him left back or right back or something silly like Potter playing Cucurella centre back. I don't understand. How you gonna sell a club a left back and turn him in? I don't understand these man. These men are crazy, Jay. You know what I'm saying? You sold a left back to
Bro.
a club, then you go to the
Man's out
club.
here trying to do
What
championship
the?
experiments in the Premier League.
You know what I mean? Like what the hell? Yeah, but yeah, bro. Kudos to Brighton, man. They got some good little players there. I'm not gonna lie. They're playing ball.
Um, I'm gonna go for a Wolves win. You know,
Wolves.
yeah,
Who's gonna
1-0.
score though?
Neves,
I
because it
get,
don't seem like nobody else is gonna score, bro.
exactly. That's what I look at, Jay. Who's gonna score? Where's the goals
Mm.
coming from? Maybe Puddens, maybe Neves. But then you're just clutching at straws. You're
They
just
need to get
hoping.
a new manager in quick. A new manager needs to come through that door
And a
quick.
striker.
Or
Jimenez,
oh
like,
yeah.
even if he comes back, the pressure is going to be too much on him. You know what I
You know
mean?
what? I just feel like that head injury's probably played with his career and playing with his head a bit. I think he might just need to
100%.
just go somewhere else for a bit. Maybe go out on loan, maybe to La Liga or something. Fill your boots for a bit, then come back or go somewhere else. Because I feel like Yeah, since that head injury, he's not been the same, to be honest.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I'll go for Wolves. Wolves 1-0. 5:30 game. I say it's another relegation 6-pointer. Everton versus Leicester.
Oh,
Leicester
good
are
game.
lucky not to get something from the City game. They played all right.
Yeah,
They slapped
did.
Wolves the weekend before. Everton, th- they're not bad. From what I've seen of Everton, they're not bad, but they're just not good.
Yeah.
Um,
They're hard to beat. That's what it is, man.
yeah, and that midfield
Organized,
three of
solid.
Onana, Gay, and the new Claude Makaleli, aka Alex Iwobi, I should say, out here doing bits in the midfield. I can't lie. That's a difficult game to predict as well. Who you got for that one?
I'm going Leicester, Leicester. I'm going Leicester still. They're playing ball, man. They're playing since they look more solid defensively since that defender. What's his name? You know that Leicester
Or the
defender.
the, the Belgian one?
Fast. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's his name?
yeah,
Yeah. They look more
yeah.
organized, more solid, in it. Since you know what I mean?
Mm.
Since he came back in the team, and I think they're a better team now, man. I could see them beating, but it won't be like an easy win or easy game. But I think Leicester's got more firepower in it. They got more goals in the team. So if they
Yeah.
stay solid, they'll win that game. You know what I mean?
You know
So I can
what?
see
Yeah, I've got
two,
to
three,
give.
one.
I've got to give Leicester some sort of credit, and I've got to give Brendan Rodgers some sort of credit, just because about 4 or 5 games ago, we were like, he's the next manager to go.
Mm.
He's turning around. They're not out of the bottom three, but they've won 2 games, drawn one out of the last 5. They've picked it up a bit. Scoring goals ain't the problem because they're one of the top scorers in the league. It's just defensively they've been a bit mad, and they've, like you
Mm.
said, they've cut back on the conceding goals part. I think they're going to beat Everton as well. I'm going to go 2-0 just because Everton just have no firepower whatsoever. If you're relying on what's his name, it's that guy from Brighton to get you goals, it's not going to work. So I'm going to go with Leicester. Um, they're slowly turning it around.
They
I
got
think they'll.
Calvert Lewin back. I know you talk about Mope in it, but they got
Oh
Calvert
yeah,
Lewin.
Calvin. It's going to take a while for him to get back to form, though. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Leicester. They're slowly getting there now, and yeah, I think they're going to be all right this season. Second half of the season, they'll be okay. I think they'll finish mid-table. Leicester. Yeah,
Mm.
I think they'll win that game.
Yeah.
On to Sunday. I think these are where the big games are going to be at this weekend. The early game, probably the biggest game of the weekend. 12 o'clock down at the bridge. Chelsea versus Arsenal. I already know what you're going to say, Ronaldo, but I just want to know. I just want to know why you think Arsenal are going to beat Chelsea.
Because Graham Potter's gonna do the same foolishness he did last this weekend, next weekend. Like if he does it, like just for the record, yeah. Ian Wright said the same thing in it. He said he needs to put. Even Lineker said it. Do you think it's one for the dustbin? He goes, yeah, straight. Said it, match of the day. The facts
Mm.
is there, bruv. He said this formation, yeah, he's tried it a few times and he's ditched it by half time, or he's ditched it within 20 minutes into a
Yeah,
game.
that's stupidity. If you keep doing it, thinking it's
Thank
going
you.
to work,
There you go.
that's
So they
stupidity.
go, surely it's one for the dustbin. And he goes, yeah, like, bro, you can't play your best attacker at wing back. You can call it whatever you want, left wing, but you can spice it up. He needs to be up, you know what I mean? Like where you can hurt teams, bro. You can't have him wasting his energy and strength running back to close. Nah, I don't see football like that. You got to conserve energy, bro. You need your attackers in certain positions. You know what I mean? When you've got the ball to hurt teams, bro. You,
And
I
ain't
can't. I can't.
Sterling ain't Sterling
Yeah.
Chelsea's top goal scorer?
Is he still is? I don't know because he ain't scored in what 7, 8 games now. You know what I mean? Like he
I
scored
think
in
he
that
is, you know.
game. Well, he was before Potter came to the club. He was scoring and assisting goals. This is my point. Like I don't understand why Chelsea fans are not aggrieved by this decision this guy is making. Like surely they think their team's underperforming. You know what I mean? Like surely, like
Mm.
watching your team, you can't be happy. But definitely Arsenal gonna beat Chelsea because, like I said, Potter's gonna come with another trick out of the hat. He thinks he is Harry Potter, but someone else told me he's not Harry Potter. They said he's Shaggy. You know Shaggy from man said Shaggy lost 4-1, you know. I said, what Shaggy? What? Man said,
Wow.
think
Wow, he
about it.
does
Which
look a
Shaggy?
bit as well, you know. He does.
Man said, bro, it's peak. It's peak for Chelsea. It's peak for them, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it's peak for them. I think Arsenal gonna
Yeah.
embarrass them, and that's when
Oh.
everyone's gonna say Potter's job's on the line. I'm telling you because they're gonna say, "Oh, you played rubbish against United. You got a penalty. You got slapped at Brighton." You know what I mean? And then now
Mm,
you're at home in front of your fans. You better put on a performance, mate. No silly stuff out of
mm,
the hat because Arsenal are
mm.
coming to play ball, and they've already
Oh,
qualified.
100%.
You know what I mean? They've
Yeah.
already qualified for Europa League, so they can just, you know what I mean, put out whatever team out there and be ready. Also Chelsea, to
Mm.
be fair in them, but you know what I mean? They gotta turn up or I think questions are gonna start getting asked. So I say Arsenal 3-1, could be a 4-1 again. Lost for Chelsea, but I say Arsenal comfortable win, man.
Yeah, I'm with you on that as well. It's a difficult one to predict. I think it's how Chelsea start that game because Arsenal always start off blitz, first 5-10 minutes blitz, and that's how they usually get their goals. Um, I can't see anything but a long day at the office at Stamford Bridge. You know, I'm gonna go 3-0 Arsenal. I'm gonna go 3-0 Arsenal. I think it's gonna be one of those games where it's gonna be embarrassing.
Not even a
I can't
consolation, not even, not even a consolation goal, like
because you know what it is.
uh,
I can't. They're not showing me anything that can even suggest that they're gonna start that game against Arsenal. It's with some sort of energy. Get at them. Like who in that midfield is gonna get at Arsenal? No one. What bloody? What's his name?
Mason Mount.
Loft,
Mason Mount, innit?
Loftus. Mason Mount just runs around like what's his name? Coyote, bro. Just me. What's that? Road runner. Me. That's what he does. Like he's basically the white Jesse Lingard of 2014, 15 under Mourinho in that 16 era, like that era. Just
Did,
runs
did you
around.
did you know that Mason Mount played every game under Potter?
What are we not surprised? He teaches
Every
pet in it.
single game under Potter, and
And you
in
know
an
what's
attacking
mad?
role as well.
You know what's
Always in an
mad?
attacking role. Yeah.
I did not see Mason Mount against Manchester United. I didn't even know he was on the pitch. Now that you just said that, I'm not even lying. I thought he was injured. Didn't know he was playing.
Hey, wait. Let me drop the bomb. Yeah. Guess what?
God.
Their most attacking player was doing against Man United. Man marking Casemiro. This was so
There you
funny.
go.
Mason Mount's the attacker, yeah, and the guy was marking Casemiro for the game. And Casemiro is a what? Man's a defensive player, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, and you're attacking
And
most
he
attacking
weren't
play.
even good at it. He weren't even good at it. That's the worst thing.
That's my point where I'm laughing, yeah. He should be affecting the game at home. Man's trying to run around behind Casemiro because he's always a yard behind. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to follow Casemiro doing what? Joke thing, man. Potter, I don't know. I can't see why Potter's a Chelsea manager, to be fair. So for me, they're gonna get slapped straight. I can't even
For the
sugarcoat
league, yeah. for the league, I would love Chelsea to win in it, but yeah, I can't see. But I don't even know where they're gonna get a goal, and it's criminal. Yeah, you've got Raheem Sterling. Yeah, he's backed 100 Premier League goals. People don't
Yeah,
like to acknowledge that, but he has.
yeah, yeah.
He's one of your top goal scorers this season. No matter what Chelsea fans like to say, what does Sterling do? Who scored more goals than Sterling for you this season? You've got a Aubameyang in your team, former Golden Boot winner. Looks like Skervin said a bag of shit. I'm not blaming that on Aubameyang because he was backing in goals for Barca. So,
True.
and then you got Kai Havertz, who I don't even know. I don't know what he does. Some people call him Shy Havertz because he plays like a shy little kid. I don't know. But you've got those three who can get you goals, and you're playing one at wing back. I don't think Havertz knows what he's even supposed to do in that team. You got meat man running behind doing man marking DMs. Like Aubameyang just looks lost without his hair on his head. Like he looks lost. I, yeah, I would love Chelsea to win. Shock me and surprise me of a performance, but I think this is going to be the game where tactically Arteta's just going to outshine Potter, and Arsenal are going to slap them. Yeah, 3-0. 3-0 Arsenal. Moving on to the later games, 2 o'clock games. Aston Villa at home to Manchester United. Touched on it briefly. You said, Ronaldo, that it's going to be a draw. I think you said.
Could be a draw. Could be a draw, but yeah, it could be a draw still. Could be a draw. Like a
think
1-1 or 2-1. I
depends
think
on
it's gonna be one of them games.
if Emery sets them up to play a bit slow, then I think that plays into our hands. It'll be interesting to see who plays in Bruno's position. Ronaldo always scores against Aston Villa as well. He's got a very good record against Aston Villa. So I think he bags a couple. Dunks on Tyrone Mings' head on Sunday. I think we'll win the game. I think we'll win the game. I'm gonna go 3-0. I'm gonna go 3-0. Yeah. I think 3-0 Man United.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Fred in midfield. Fred and Casemiro and Ericsson.
I wouldn't be
3-0.
surprised if he plays. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he plays Sancho,
Sancho where?
where
In midfield?
Bruno plays. Yeah, I wouldn't be
Nah,
surprised.
he ain't gonna. You
I
don't
would
trust
not be
Sancho.
surprised.
You don't trust him to
And if
play. He's
Martial's
gonna
been
play.
training all week, I think Martial might get a run out as well. I think we'll win. I'm not worried about Villa.
You rather play Ericsson there, like he did yesterday.
But
Push him
it's
up
the
the
running
pitch.
around. It's the running around factor, isn't it?
You put Ericsson there,
I
and I think Casemiro and
because
Fred.
Ericsson can't press. The way I think the way Ten Hag loves Bruno is because Bruno just runs around in it like a headless chicken in it. Ericsson ain't got the legs, especially if he's definitely going to play Thursday. I think give him a rest for Sunday because we've got Villa again in the Carabao Cup next week as well. So yeah, give him a rest. Might even give Donny a run out. Nah, actually don't. Yeah, give him a run out
What
against
what
Villa next
what
week,
what
Carabao
what,
Cup.
what did you say? What? Who's Donny? What Donny?
Moving on. Which,
Yeah.
so what are you saying score wise for the Villa United game?
Oh man, my heart's telling me 2-1, but realistically, I'm saying it might be a 1-1 or 2-2. But I'd love to win though, 100%. But I can see a draw. I mean,
We're gonna slap them. Yeah, I can see it.
yeah.
Rashford might get a goal as well. Finish off the game
Hope.
early. We need a game where we do our job quick, efficiently, then we can rest some players. But yeah, I'm gonna go 3-0. Yeah. Next 2 o'clock game, Southampton at home against Newcastle. Newcastle, we saying continue the run.
Yep. They're on a high. They're playing well. They're winning games. Definitely, man. Newcastle. 3-4-1 again. Could be. Yep.
Whew.
Yeah. Easy.
I'm gonna
Night well.
go for a draw. I'm gonna go 1-1. I think I don't know what it is about Southampton. I don't know what their aim is to do, but I feel like anyone that's near the top of the league, they just like to disrupt them a bit. They've beaten
Yeah.
they've beaten Chelsea, they've taken points off Arsenal, they've given United a tough game. Yeah, I just think draw. Yeah, draw. 1-1. Um Final 2 games, West Ham at home to Crystal Palace. That should be a good one.
Good game, but I can see West Ham nicking it, but not easy though. Not
Mm.
easy though, but I can see West Ham, they're hard to beat, they're solid, they're organised, you know what I mean?
They've
But
won
Palace
their
played a better
Conference
football.
League group. West Ham have won their Conference League group as well, so I think they're going to be resting players in midweek.
Yeah, but
Uh,
I can see Palace.
God.
Palace it depends, Palace get a good start, But see that Palace is rubbish away, man. They can't dominate teams away. I haven't seen them do it yet this season. So realistically, I have to go West Ham like 2-1, 3-1.
Yeah, I'm
You know
going to
what I mean?
go West Ham 3-0. I think West Palace are terrible away from home. I haven't won away from home, I think, since February or March. And what I saw from West Ham, they're not a bad team. Their position in the league is probably a fake one. I think eventually they'll rise up the league. I'm gonna go for West Ham, Scamacca to bag a couple goals, maybe a Mikel Antonio cameo as well. 3-0. And the final game of the weekend. You could say 2 under pressure managers. Potentially this time next week, Spurs could be out of Europe, let alone the Champions League. Out of Europe. If they lose to Liverpool, might not even be in the top 4. But on the other hand, got Liverpool, you could be further in the mud with another defeat at Spurs. Probably the most pivotal game of the season in terms of potential outcomes. Spurs versus Liverpool. Who have you got, and what do you think the score is going to be?
It all depends, innit? Like, I know Liverpool's gonna play a good game, 100%. Because Liverpool always play well against the big teams, and they always turn up as such. You know what I mean? They don't tend to get dominated like by big teams. It's more the smaller teams. So I can see Liverpool shading this one. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I can see Liverpool coming out on top. Just like I said against City when everyone wrote them off. I can see Liverpool digging in and coming away with a result, man. Definitely. Even tomorrow as well against Napoli. It's gonna be hard, but I won't be surprised Liverpool win them 2 games back to back. Bit of momentum, but if Tottenham beat Marseille as well, wait, it's a hard one to call, Drake. To be honest, you know what I mean? It's a hard one, man. So I'm gonna go for a draw, 2-2.
Boy, I don't know. It's one of those games where you can see either team winning. You
Yeah.
can see a draw. And you know what? With Tottenham, home doesn't even matter because they lose at home to crappy teams and they lose at home to big teams. So Someone's going to lose, though. I think someone's going to get a result in the game. Both defenses are not the greatest. I think Tottenham are more solid in midfield. They've both got big games in the week. I'm going to say a draw. Even though I can see someone winning. I'm going to say a draw. Actually, I got Tottenham winning the league, innit? Tottenham are going to win 2-1.
Yeah.
I got Tottenham winning the league. Yeah, Tottenham are going to win 2-1. Song's going to score the winner. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I think it's over for Klopp. We need this. We've had too many years of Liverpool fans talking that there's some big time Charlies, when for a generation they were rubbish. It's back to mediocrity where you belong, Liverpool fans.
Nah, it's not.
Back,
Yeah, it's too soon, Drake. Come on.
No. Back to mediocrity where you belong. You ain't even got no money to buy players in January. You're finished. You know what? In the summer,
Even Klopp said it's not fair to judge Liverpool now. Do it at the end of the season, man. Come on, man. That's his words. That's the manager's words.
That's words of a broken man. Don't listen to him. Look, you see what I saw at that press conference today? Was a man that looks beaten. He looks like things ain't even going right at home right now. His wife don't even like him. That's what it looks like right now. You look at that man in the face. He's finished. It's over. Wrap it up. He'll be gone before the end of the season. He won't even be there to judge Liverpool at the end of the season. He'll be gone. All them dodgy asthma pumps is over for Liverpool. It's funny. All these Liverpool fans that were talking, giving it the big one. You don't hear from none of them no more, you know?
I know. The kit's gone back in
They're
the
all
closet.
at work.
I don't see no
brother.
kids.
They're all at work.
I know.
Yeah,
Man.
You don't see no one in them Liverpool shirts
come
no
on,
more, bro.
Come on, Liverpool fans, man.
Where are ya?
Still wear your kit, man. Still put your kit on, you know.
You never hear from none of them. And if you hear from them, man's doing bare work time, we're overtime at work, you know. Get out of here.
I know, man. It's some hard times for Liverpool at the moment.
Yeah. Back to where you belong, the Roy Hodgson days, bro. When you had, Konchesky and them, man. And Jay Spearing and them, man. Them days are soon coming. Watch when Salah says he wants out at the end of the season. He ain't out here trying to play Conference League football and that with Hapoel Nika Boglia and that. Nah, brother. Salah's going to cut. They can get money for Salah, Virgil van Delegate, and Alisson. And Trent will stay. Trent will never leave Liverpool. He's going to be one of them diehards and that. You know when Liverpool get relegated and that. You know them dons that stay with team and get relegated and they come back up. That'll be him. Liverpool in the relegation battle, bro.
Nah, they're not, man. Come on, man.
They are.
Keep it realistic.
If they lose on Sunday, they could potentially be 15th. They're out of it. Relegation battle.
Remember what I said last week? There's a battle for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Liverpool's in it. They could be 6th, 7th, 8th.
Wait,
but
so
I know
what does that
in that battle.
Cup.
They're one
you
of the
Liverpool
best
going to
teams
qualify
in that
Intertoto Cup. Remember Intertoto
nah.
Cup?
Yeah, also, but I'm saying
Liverpool
that
start their new season a week after the old season ends and that. Liverpool season starts in June.
Joke, nah, bro. Nah, levels though. If they don't fix up, it could be like 9th, 8th. You know what I mean? But if they fix up, it could be 6th, man. Even 6th, 7th. You know what I mean?
Nah. Well, if they're gonna finish above Chelsea, is that what you said?
That's my point.
Wait, who's gonna finish? Who's gonna finish higher? Liverpool, Chelsea.
I don't know at the moment. It's a bit tricky at the moment. But at the moment, I'll give it to Chelsea right now, off the basis of how they're playing now. But in terms of having the team and galvanizing them, I can't see Potter. I don't know. Can't see Potter fishing above Klopp. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. So I give it to Klopp just off that experience and the know-how. You know what I mean? Potter's yet to be tested, man. You know what I mean? Like when the pressure's on, losing 2 games back to back, could all go tits up for him, mate. It's yet to be seen. So, you know what I mean? The jury's out on that one. So, yeah, let's see. But I still say Chelsea is top 6, though. 100% that they finished like 6 or 7 or something like that.
It'll be interesting to see. Again, another great episode of For the Love of the Game. I feel like it was a game of 2 halves. I started off the first half with Skervin, I ended up the second half with Ronaldo. But it's all good. Same way. Glad to have everyone on as always. Any thoughts before we go? Any final words you want to say? Any final words to Potter, Ronaldo, before we go?
Put it in a dustbin, pal. Throw it away.
Oh gosh.
Throw that formation away. Get Sterling back up the pitch, you know, and get
Yeah, for real,
Cucurella
man.
out left back
You
or
know
leave him
what
on the
Sterling
bench.
at left back reminds me of? Remember when Roy Hodgson had Phil Jones taking corners at the Euros?
Them weird decision that you know, like, come
Yeah,
on, man, silly,
yeah.
silly.
But yeah, for another episode, well, another episode for the love of the game. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your dog, your cat, your next door neighbor. Yeah, let's get some more people watching. We're delivering excellent content. So, share. Word of mouth is a beautiful thing, my friend. As always, another episode for Love of the Game's done. We'll be back next week. We're out. Peace.
Love, peace.